Examining fraudulent documents. Forged, altered, fabricated, and other suspicious documents are regularly encountered in fraud cases. Most businesses, legal issues, or financial transactions will produce a substantial amount of paper, including contracts, agreements, wills, order forms, invoices, and statements. These documents can be evidence in establishing that a fraud was committed, in determining the nature and scope of the fraud, and in identifying the parties responsible. Recognizing phony documents. Forensic document examiners apply scientific methods and use a variety of technical instruments in conducting examinations and comparisons of documents. Individual minute characteristics in handwriting and typewriting are examined and compared with genuine comparison standards. Detailed analyses are made of document features for proof of changes or modifications. Instruments used include sensitive measuring devices, low-power magnifying glasses, several types of microscopes, ultraviolet and infrared lighting, optical filters, micro and macro photography, computerized image enhancement systems, sensitive instruments to detect faint indented writings, and numerous others. Various chemical analyses are also conducted. Identifying writings. Each person's writings contain a unique and identifiable combination of acquired individual personal characteristics and shared class characteristics. In fact, individuals' writing skills vary considerably due to their differing physical and mental capabilities, and these differences between individuals increase with age, physical development, and the acquisition of skills, differing aesthetic values, differences in education, and differences in the personal and professional usage of writing. Forensic document examiners are trained and experienced in examining and comparing writings and assessing this combination of individual and class characteristics in making expert determinations of identity or non-identity. Class characteristics. Forensic experts should not be misled in developing suspects by mistaking similar class characteristics in different writing samples. Samples that seem to look alike are not necessarily from the same individual. The writings of some people might share superficial similarities in appearance and style and look the same to the layman when, in fact, they are very different. Forensic document examiners can correct this mistake. Copybook styles. Some of a writer's letter shapes, handwriting style, and other characteristics might be shared by other writers because they were taught the same original copybook system. Internationally, different systems are also taught. Writers might retain remnants of the system they learned as children. For example, second-language writings of people taught in a Cyrillic Russian alphabet style will be influenced by Cyrillic letter styles and might contain some similarities. Similarly, the hand-printing and numeral styles taught to drafters, architects, and engineers might result in apparent similarities in the hand-printing of people trained in those professions. Copycat styles. Some writers, especially adolescents, the young, and the easily influenced, might adopt the general handwriting style or some individual letter designs of a respected teacher or parent, or one shared by their peers. An example is the exaggerated rounded letter forms and circular I dots and periods that form the so-called bubble writings of some adolescent females. This style is usually abandoned as the person matures. Natural variations, disguise, distortions, and forgeries. Variations. No one signs his signature or writes exactly the same way twice because writing is a human act of coordinated mental and muscular activity, not the precise, repetitive action of a machine. However, each writer has his own specific range of natural variation. Several examples of writing are necessary for a forensic document examiner to establish if a questioned writing is, or is not, within the range of natural variation of a particular writer. If forensic experts find two signatures that are exactly alike, then at least one is a forgery, probably a tracing. Disguise. Disguise is the conscious, intentional effort by a person to change or conceal his normal writings. Disguise is attempted in an effort to prepare writings that can later be disclaimed or that the writer hopes will be anonymous and cannot be traced to the source. The success of an attempt to disguise writings depends on the writer's skill and knowledge of writings. Most attempts at disguise involve one or more of the following: change in slant, change in size, change in shapes of capital uppercase letters, changes in the shapes and sizes of loops in letters that contain them, use of bizarre letter designs, or block squared hand printing. Only rarely is the opposite, non-writing hand used. Forensic experts should be aware that it is possible to successfully disguise writings to the point that they cannot be positively identified, even by experts. This is especially true when only limited amounts of writings are involved. Distortions. Distortions are unintentional changes to a person's writings that are beyond his range of natural variation. Distortion can be caused by temporary impairment due to illness, injury to the writing hand or arm, substance abuse, extreme physical weakness, unusual writing environment, irregular or unusual writing surface, or unfamiliar writing materials. Distortions can also be permanent due to extreme age and feebleness. Forensic experts should be aware that distortions in writings can, on occasion, be so severe that positive identifications of a person's writings might not be possible, even by experts. Forgeries. A forgery is defined as any writing prepared with the intent to deceive or defraud. Most forgeries are signatures. Forgery can be done by simulation, by tracing, or by freehand preparation.